my gosh. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. It is such an honor. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you joined today. It is so incredible. I'm hearing you tell the story about how we met, and I really believe I have a very strong sense of faith, and I believe that God places us in the exact place where we need to be at the right moment, even if we don't see the why right away. Eventually that does show up. But I don't believe in coincidences, and I know that we sat together that day to meet, to inspire each other, to be connected for the journey that we are on as women and as entrepreneurs and people who have made the choice to inspire, have made the choice to make a difference in someone's life, no matter how difficult it is. And we all know that being an entrepreneur is difficult. It is a journey that sometimes it's like, what? I chose to do this to myself? But there's no other choice, right? There's no other way. We know that this is it. This is what we're supposed to do. So again, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm just going to share a little bit about myself. I am a mother of 2 adults. That's one of my biggest prides and joy. It's one of the things that I am just so grateful for. Being a mother has been the greatest privilege, and seeing the relationships that you have with your children as they grow and now as adults is just makes me so happy. So if anything else, that's the one thing that brings me the joy, that brings me the inspiration, that reminds me that I'm not alone on this planet, on this life. And so it keeps me going. I'm about to be a grandmother in about 3 months, so I can't believe that either. I'm a former international model, born and raised in New York. My parents are from Cuba, and at the age of 25, I moved to Jamaica, West Indies. So native New Yorker, model, international, traveling the world, and all of a sudden I find myself on this island, third world island, and surrounded by a lot of family, a lot of people that I had just met. And so my life just kind of turned upside down. It was no longer me being this independent woman, but I was living a lot of influence, people that had a lot of influence in Jamaica. And I just didn't understand what in the world was happening. And so just moved on. I had my children, and within 7 years of the marriage, because it was such a whirlwind experience, we divorced. And now, international best-selling author, I wrote my book, Cuts of a Diamond, which is my spiritual journey through love and heartache. It is the catalyst and everything that changed and transformed my life. And now I'm the founder of Soulfully Aligned Publishing, and I've helped lots of authors write their books. And again, life-changing constantly because of the moments and the courage and the space that you allow for these things to come into your life. And I've been living in Miami for 3 years. I'm happy to be here. Not an easy choice, but here I am, meeting people and growing and finding myself in places like this where I get to speak to you as well. And what really was my driving force is that call, the call to helping others share their stories and make an impact. That's my driving force. That's God's mission for me. And that is so clear in my heart. That is so clear in everything I do. I remind my authors most of the time is, who is that one person that you're writing your book for? Who is your ideal reader, right? And that person usually is our younger self, and staying connected to that sensation is what will always keep you on track. That will always keep you remembering, why I made this choice, why I made this shift. Because so many other things happen, right? We have all the tech and all the marketing and all the business and all the things that overwhelm us. And then we're like, oh yeah, I want to be this thing and I want to be this person. And you're reaching. And then it all kind of fades into the background. So staying connected to you, to what inspired you, what made that shift, what was the pain, what brought you to your knees that said, no, 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 I am stepping into this and I am going to make a difference. That is that's the way God speaks to us, right? He can't like whisper in your ear. He can't leave you a note, right? And those are the messages. That's the again, I always say the word sensation because it's so hard to explain, because you could say intuition, you could say messages, you could say the signs, but it's a sensation that you feel throughout your body. So the moment came where I noticed that I was repeating patterns in my life. I was choosing relationships that weren't serving me. And after my marriage ended, I chose to, think about those experiences. I chose to go down the rabbit hole and understand, exploring the labyrinth and understanding why I was making these choices. I needed to dissect my story. And writing my book was the opportunity to really see myself from another lens, with love and compassion, and turning that all into confidence. Because there I was writing a book, and when you write a book, you can't sugarcoat it, you have to tell the truth. And writing things down and going through the experiences and keeping in mind right here, always here and here, that one person that that you could make a difference in with your story, whether it's in conversation, whether it's writing your book, whether it's in your mission. Keeping that person in your mind is what helps you be vulnerable and helps you stay on track and remember that I don't matter anymore. It's no longer about me. And whether it's in your business or when you're writing your book, taking yourself out of the equation and remembering, this is not about me. This is about who I'm serving. And then healing through that process, because writing a book has to be one of the most healing experiences that I've ever been through. And I've done it all. I've, workshops and programs and, astrology and Kundalini and breath work and all the things. But going in and truly unwinding, for lack of a better word, for really going through into your story, what really helps you heal and helps you really understand yourself. And again, back to that confidence when you come out the other side, when you step into something hard, right? Whether, again, writing your book, starting a business, when you come out the other side, you really get to say, yes, I did this, no matter what part or what stage you're at. You don't have to reach, 1,000 authors or, 1,000 clients to be successful. To make a shift in someone's life, to make a change in someone's life is what we need. That is what makes the change. Again, the one person. And so once I wrote my book and I wrote my book not because I wanted to start a business or scale my businesses, which is who I help most of the time. My authors are healers, coaches, facilitators who have a story, want to share their story, their medicine, their service, so that they grow their business, so that they can make an impact, so that they can establish credibility. That wasn't my story. My story was my desire to tell the story. What I didn't know, and which I've known now and I experience with my authors, is that there is where the magic happens. That's when you start recognizing those gifts, and that's where you start recognizing all of the things that you are qualified to teach. Whether you've graduated from any kind of academy or if you've, done all the courses, that life experience that brought you there is the credibility. And so people started asking me, hey, help me write my book. I have a story. And I'm like, okay, fine. My journey had ended. I'd written my book. I was done. And people kept asking me. And I said, okay, wait a minute. This is my new life. This is my new business. My children were grown. I had a jewelry business for about 19 years. It kind of shifted and changed, and I left Jamaica to write my book. I went to California. I said, okay, I need to go far, far away from everybody and kind of unlearn all of these things that you pick up from being in the same place for a long time. You know, you pick up the habits and the way people are. And I said, no, I need to move away. And I moved to LA to write my book, and again, started helping people. And all of a sudden, COVID hits, and people have to change. And everything needs to change. And from brick and mortar and storefronts where people don't have to really do much, you just walk past, you know I'm here, to now trying to find your clients, trying to find business, trying to figure out this tech thing. And I was like, how can I serve? How can I serve? Right there, that was the biggest moment for me to say, I know I have a tool. I know I have something. I know I learned something for a reason, as hard as it was, because it wasn't only writing my book, but learning on how getting into Zoom. 2017, who was getting on Zoom? And, learning, business. And the word that would freak me out the most was that 2 words, lead magnet. Lead magnet. What in the world was a lead magnet? God help me. I had no idea what this magical thing everybody kept talking about. And so I had to figure all of this out. Remember, I was 50 years old. I had, we didn't grow up with tech. I was raising my kids and I was in Jamaica, so it wasn't even in a modern city. So all of a sudden I'm faced with learning these things. And again, that desire, that knowing that all of these, all the pieces of the puzzle, from the pain and the experiences to now being in a position that I am helping people. My story has helped people. I have reviews. People have said, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing your story. And I had that validation because I was honest, because I wanted to serve. I wanted to help people find tools to get through those painful experiences. And so I was gifted the opportunity to help others during a powerful time, which was COVID. And that's when people started to know, first of all, they needed to make money. Like we needed to change. People needed to no longer were going to the office. And then the pain, the fear, the uncertainty brought a lot of courage into people. Yes, I want to be a coach. Yes, I want to teach yoga. Yes, I know how to cook. Yes, I'm going to go on video. Yes, I'm going to connect with the world on social media. And that brought such a shift in so many people's lives. But how were they going to connect with their ideal clients? How were they going to connect with those that were going to actually pay for the things that they learned to do? And so I said, okay, we're going to create an ebook writing program where you create this ebook and you give it for free in exchange for that magical email. Because that is power. Social media can change, it goes down, all the things happen with everything else, but your email list, you could always write an email and connect to that person that said, yes, I want your ebook. Yes, I want to learn more about you. Yes, you are the inspiration. You can be my guide. And so learning that, right? Because it was twofold. Not only did I create something that was helping others really, grow their business, I was understanding it even better, because here now I had to implement it. Now I had to really, put to use all that confusion and use it to help others. So I, again, taking myself out of the equation and saying, this is the one piece that I learned that I didn't understand, that it wasn't getting through my fat head. Now I know how powerful it is. And so we created this ebook writing program. I had my business coach, and she said to me, Sandra, very, very powerful soul, Vanessa Ferraro, fantastic soul healer, business coach in Canada, and she said, Sandra, I want us to start a publishing house. And I was like, what? I said, I'm in, sure, let's do it. She goes, 1 year. Let's circle back in 1 year. I said, okay. And I kept learning and I kept growing, and my business started to grow, and I started helping people write their books, and I started doing solo author programs, and then I started this incredible program, which was a co-authored book writing program. And as that started developing, Vanessa called and said, Sandra, are you ready? Let's start Soulfully Aligned Publishing. And that's where we launched our very first co-authored book. We Are the Sacred Feminine Rising, followed it with We Are the Sacred Masculine Rising, and followed it with a bunch of other books. And that was, again, another opportunity to see people actually step deeper into their purpose, anchoring their message, and finding a way to actually go through the transformation and finding all the evidence that they were worthy of being the one to guide, being the ones that have the ability to make that impact, right? And so that was such a powerful experience for me. COVID kind of passed. I went back to Jamaica. And that's when I faced one of the biggest challenges for me was, where was I going to live? Where was I going to go? Jamaica was gotten too small for me. I knew so many people. I don't know if any of you live in the same community where you know so many people, but they just want to kind of know your business, and they want to be there, but they're not really there to serve and support. So I said, okay, I need to go somewhere where I could build community, where I can meet people, where I can make a greater impact. And the thought of starting over, going somewhere where my kids weren't. My son still lives in Jamaica, my daughter's in LA, but that's still home. And that was hard. That was hard. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to stay safe. I wanted to stay comfortable, and I wanted to stay near the people that love me, because I'd done enough. I was tired of making the changes, and I was tired of stretching and pushing myself, but I knew that I was going to make an impact. I needed to make this move. And so I did. And I came to Miami, and everything has changed so much. From meeting Stephanie and meeting so many people while I've been here has been a very magical experience, because again, another opportunity to push yourself, another opportunity to get out of the comfort, right? Which is our safe space. That comfort is our enemy. Our enemy. That comfort is the ego that keeps us from flourishing and from growing. It's what I call the class clown. Has anybody ever had a class clown in school that keeps you entertained and the teacher's talking, but there's a kid keeping you and they want you to play? Come play and hang out with me. Oh, don't worry about the teacher. It doesn't matter if you don't make it to class. Who cares? You'll make it up tomorrow. Monday. That's the ego keeping us safe because it feels more comfortable, but keeping us away from the thing that we're meant to do. Right? So that was the one challenge, and that's one thing that I recommend that all of you and everyone that I come across is acknowledge it, understand it, honor it, say thank you, and then say, okay, I got it from here. I got it from here because I have a mission. I have a purpose. God planted this in me. It is my duty, right? So for me today, the one thing I want you to remember is always keeping that why in your mind. Mine was to help men and women anchor the message, step deeper into their surface, and remember their mission. That's what moved me. Your stories matter, and your story is what makes you the person you are, a very special person. So embrace the mistakes, you know? Know that, growing too fast is not always the best thing. The same thing happened. We started Soulfully Aligned Publishing, and it's book after book after book. And what started to happen, it was just so much. It was so big, right? And one thing that I moved away from was, yes, I wanted to help entrepreneurs and I wanted to help healers and facilitators grow their businesses. But what was my main message? Was my message from God, the duty that we were assigned to share the story, to share the message, no matter what it is. You know it because it's here. You know it, So taking on too much, know that that's not always the way. Going and taking the steps and just focusing on what's in front of you is the magic. So I had to think again, that one person. That one person. Always remembering that one person. Never forgetting. And then the other thing is building relationships. That is massive, because you could talk to somebody and share your story and share your message and share your mission. And it might not be serving them. It might not be something that lands for them that they need, right? But then they'll say, hey, I met this really cool person. She has such a cool story. She'd be great for you. And being in service. Being in community is being part of being in service. And that's what we're all here to do. Don't get it twisted. We're all here to be in service. And community doesn't have to be that intimidating. Community doesn't have to be, I have to go join this membership or I have to go into these groups. You could bump into somebody at a coffee shop. That's community. Having that conversation with that one person and making that shift, bringing the light into somebody, seeing them and letting them know that they're being seen. That is what it is. Serving for others, not for our own advantage. People go to networking events and they're like, who can I talk to? What business can I get? How can I serve? How can I stand? How can I be a vessel? How can I be a light? Because when you step that way, that's when God speaks through you. And, we're all God, right? And we're all spirit. And we're all energy. And the energy and the vibration we carry is the energy and vibration that we're carrying at the moment, because it is what is coming through. So giving your self-space, giving yourself time, and keeping that at the top of your heart and the top of your mind always. Being authentic. And remembering that people want you. You. They don't want anyone else. They want your magic. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. Even if they're in the same field, a marketer and a marketer. But one marketer and one marketing, expert has a whole other vision and a whole other methodology and a whole other story. So never look at someone and say, oh my God, but they're so good at what they're doing and I suck. No, because only you can share the message and share your expertise the way you can. And we all have our individual blueprint of how we do that. Right? So when you know that no matter how hard it gets, and you think, oh, maybe I'll just go get a job, right? Remember, there is nothing else, because you know it in your heart. There's nothing else there for me. I'll keep learning. I'll keep doing this. And you'll get the flutters in your mind of the things that you could possibly do. But nothing changes it. You stay here. You keep learning. You keep Googling and YouTubing and figuring it out. I encourage you to do that, because that is your calling. That is what you're meant to do. So think about it. Think about that sense of duty. And it's not ever going to be an easy road. Nothing is. And it doesn't matter what stage of your life. I reinvented myself at 50. At 50, I was talking to a friend of mine and she was saying, oh, my son, he's a gym instructor and he's 24 and I don't know if this is going to be the thing for him. I said, who cares? It's the thing for him today. It's the thing that's making him get up and go. Oh, but what about when he gets older and how is he going to take care of his family? Who cares? What matters most is that he's happy, that he's feeling fulfilled, and that he is serving. So at whatever age you are, at whatever juncture you are, remember that if I learned tech back in 2017 and the Zoom and the this and all of the lead magnet, all of that, you could learn anything. You could start from scratch, but always remember your why. Always go back to that. Now I have helped hundreds of authors share their story and make an impact. And I did something that people only dream of. I wrote a book. I wrote my book. 3% of people who say they're going to write a book actually write it. And you are all doing the same. You are all doing the same. You are all sitting here on a Saturday afternoon, morning, and you are dedicating yourself to learning, to growing, to making an impact, to making your service better. And for that, I congratulate you. I applaud you. Because you are making a difference in your life, even if it's where you're sitting. Understand this. Wherever you're sitting right now, whatever you're doing, the vibration, the energy that you're holding right now is affecting the people around you. I'm affecting my neighbor as I speak right here. And so keep that in your mind, that you are serving just by being inspired, by embracing your journey, by embracing the challenges. So continue to listen to your gut. Continue to listen to your intuition. Continue to listen to God and ask for guidance. Just ask, and it will be put in front of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and to be open to my message. Yes. Congratulations. Yeah. The one thing that I always say is remember that people are literally waiting for you, right? People are waiting for your magic. Don't forget that. People are waiting for you to be like, where is this person? And when is she going to show up? Because I have this problem and it's very specific and I'm looking for her, right? So it's about always keeping in mind that you have the desire. It's already out there. When I think about it, it's, my book was written. My book was already making impact. And that message was coming to me. To me, that was the connection, where it was the feeling and the sensation. So remember that writing the book, will make a difference in someone's life, right? And it will change the way you're viewed. Because not only, and with our program, we take you to bestseller. When you say, I'm a best-selling author, what happens? You get on podcasts. You're invited to speak, right? People see you in a different way. Why? Because writing a book is not easy, and if it were, everybody would be doing it. So it's an accomplishment that people really respect and understand the dedication, right? So it really is a way to level up, to scale your business, to reposition yourself and change the way you move. Yes, you're an entrepreneur. Yes, you're serving. Yes, you're working. But when you receive an accolade like this, which is so powerful, and there you're teaching, right? Because you're teaching in your book. And what happens when you write a book and you're teaching your book? Now you've got modules. Now you've got like a whole course in here. You've got content you've created that you could use and repurpose forever, even if you change your method, even if you grow your program and things shift and change. What's in here? Your why. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Of course. Yeah. And I brought my dream to life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, no, I'm here to, if you are wanting to start that journey, right? And maybe you're not ready to start writing your book. But you're curious about it and you want, a tip or something, please, by all means. Um, I'm here to answer any questions, anything. Yes. Huh? Hola, Lourdes. Oh, oh my God, yay! Right. Right. Yes. Oh, you're so welcome. I am so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. 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 No, and forgetting that, when it gets really hard, right? And you get all the things in front of you, to just stop for a moment and just say, okay, one thing at a time. I can accomplish this thing. Don't let all of the mountain. You can't climb the mountain in one step, right? And to give yourself grace. Authenticity. authenticity. You are your brand, right? You could choose the colors and you could choose your logo and you could choose all the pretty things that are right on Canva and you could just put it together. But the true sign or the true vision, the brand is you. Being authentic, being honest, not worrying about how you even start. If you're going to record a video and you're going to start, wanting to inspire, just do it. Just start. And I'm the one that's the biggest critic when it comes to, I don't want to write this, or I don't want to, start talking to Instagram and, all the nonsense. Just record and start and you'll go into flow. Same as when you're writing. You want to write and you don't know what to say. Start. Just write. Just begin and the flow will come. But as far as storytelling in your brand, it's you. And you don't have to be, I'm cooking today and I'm, cleaning today and I'm at the gym today. And, you can talk about just what inspired you that one day. Because your brand, the brand is your values, your principles, your teaching, your service, and who you are in the core. No one. $100%. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Oh my goodness. We overthink everything that has to do with showing up, right? And it came to me the other day, right now when we're talking is, when you're entertaining and you're having friends over, we're so inspired, right? And right there, we're telling a story. We're going to cook this and we're going to cook that and we're going to put it all together so it all makes sense and feels good. And we're doing it because we want to make the others feel good, feel happy. So we're not even part of it. It's all about how we're going to present this beautiful meal to the people that are coming to our home to enjoy our space, right? And your signature could be, that great meatloaf that you make or whatever it is that you make. But you're making it for others. You're doing it for someone else, right? In order to, show generosity, show love, demonstrate a way of loving. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hi. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm. Right. Mm. Yeah. Yes, of course. And there's several things that came to mind. One thing where when I start working with my authors is one of the most important things we have to remember is that we can't serve everybody, right? We cannot. It's impossible. Because again, your experience, your message is so clear to that one person. So identifying who that person is the most important part, right? You have to niche down, right? That is where you begin to have that conversation, right? So when you're talking to me, you talk to me in one tone, one language, one conversation, because we have a relationship. But then you talk to someone else. Now your tone is different. So you having a different tone throughout the entire book can either be confusing, right? And it could not bring you to that one person that you truly want to serve. At the end of the day, your book is showing your expertise, showing your magic, sharing your story, so that they can eventually learn and grow with you, right? But then eventually come and say, hey, I need you to help me. I need to enter your program. I need to start working with you. So for me, you're writing a teaching memoir. Your book is your story, your message, and your teaching and your service. And so your magic is brought in through there, right? They're the little parts of that aha moment, like you said, or that challenge that you lived, giving them the teaching and then showing how you not only lived it, but how you got through it, right? When you're writing a book, you don't want to give it all, because then why would they ever call you and say, hey, I need to work with you, right? So as much as we want to throw in all the stuff in there, and do this and do that and share this technique and here, go onto my QR code and take this new workshop, then why continue to work with you? So what you want to share is your authenticity, share your magic, share your pain, share your results, but keep it niched down. Think about that ideal reader's name, where they live. And I know this whole avatar thing is like, oh, I've done it so many times. I've done it for my business and I've done it for a book. It is magic. You need to understand who you're talking to and who you want to serve specifically. Another thing is also remember that you don't want to help someone who's down here, who's just investigating and trying to figure it out. No, you want to talk to somebody who knows they have a problem. They see they have a dream they want to reach, and they know that they need this specific support. Right? That is the person. So again, niching down as much as you can and keeping in mind that one person that you want to serve, that conversation, that language. A book is a love letter. You're so welcome, Anna. So much congratulations and all the best on your journey. I wanted to write my book from when I was 25. When I landed in Jamaica, somebody said, what do you want to do? I said, I'm going to write a book. And I never did because I never thought my story was worthy. I never thought that there was enough of a story. What's the point? Right? Until the moment came. So I'm so happy that you have the calling and you're stepping into it. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Thank you, Nina. Thank you so much. And congratulations. Congratulations for taking that step. It is not easy. People ask me, are you going to write another book? I'm like, no. I don't think I'm going to do that again because it is not easy. And having support and having a coach, like, and I was asking about the accountability because it's very easy to just leave it. It's very easy to run away. And when you create too much space, you can literally drop it and keep going. So my recommendation is also seek support, make the commitment, even make the investment because, what did they say? When you pay attention, that's real. And you don't want to give up on your dream. So whatever it takes, do it. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Mm. Ay, yeah. So there are many tips that I would say. What I would recommend is give yourself 30 minutes to an hour, right? And start by writing a list, right? Write a list of maybe 5 to 10 things that you want to write about or talk about, important to you, right? Put them in a list, and next to each of them, write the why. What is that intention next to it? And when you've created this list and you've put these intentions, put them in an order, right? That makes sense to you, right? And you could put a letter or, a number next to each other and put them in an order where there's a rhythm. And then use that as your guide to share a message. But try to be intuitive. Try not to force anything. Allow yourself the time, the hour to do this exercise. So a list of 5 to 10 words, slugs, or phrases, things that will trigger your memory. Then next to them, expand a little bit. How you want that to land differently. How do you want your reader or the person experiencing to be different after they read this? And then putting them in order so that there is a rhythm, so there is a flow. I have an incredible workshop. I'll share it with you so that you can share it with the group. It's a powerful workshop. It's called Open Your Writing Channels. I do it occasionally. I don't have it all the time, but it really is an opportunity to have an exercise to actually start exploring this message. Yeah. Yeah. So everywhere that you can find me, whether it's Instagram or my website, it's Sandra Rodriguez Bicknell. So that's my full name, Sandra Rodriguez Bicknell. I'm there on Instagram, I'm there on Facebook, and I am there on my website. Send me a DM on Instagram if you have any questions, if you want to have a conversation, if you want to even explore the journey of writing a book. I'm always available. I have a whole day of my week to be there for anybody who is even thinking about taking this step. I want to be the person that can encourage you to, just even start exploring. But don't hesitate. Don't put anything in the way. That's right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stephanie, so much. It's really an honor. Really an honor. All right. That was